Hi everybody, welcome to another invitational edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Sean Woodland with Pat Sherwood. Once again, we are at HGST in San Jose, California. It will be serving as the main practice point for the 4 teams that are taking part in the 2014 Reebok CrossFit Invitational presented by HGST. The Europe team is up next, and joining us now, the man who is the head coach of that squad, Mads Jacobson. Mads, you were the coach who led the world team to that upset win last year at the Invitational. What can you take from that victory and apply to this competition?
Well, basically, it's just how we led up to the whole thing, how we came together as a team before we had the events handed to us. I think that gives us an advantage to have both athletes and a coach that were a part of establishing that kind of comfort zone before we got into working with it. Yeah.
And you've got an incredible team.
Yep.
But numbers don't lie. You look at the females, and they're statistically far more capable than the gentlemen on the team. So once we hear 3, 2, 1, go, what should we expect from those guys?
They're going to get after it. They're going to get after it. I mean, so the numbers may not lie, but then again, they don't tell the full story either, because it's all about, well, it's regionals. They may not have peaked their form yet. It's games. They've got a 4-day show. I mean, this is one day. It's just pour it all on the floor, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
But we're here for number 1.
Oh, God, yeah.
And so last year, in your own words,
Yep.
you had a very kind of hands-off, more relaxed style of coaching. And you guys won. Worked really well for you. Twice as many teams. The environment's changed. Do you stick with that style, or is something going to get, you get a different game plan in the works?
There's a different game plan, definitely.
Oh, really?
Definitely. But I think it's one of these things, I mean, when it comes to game day, I'd like to be really relaxed. I mean, if I get stressed, I'm just going to add more stress to the team, and that's not going to work at all. But I think we've got a different approach in the whole prep right now. I mean, I think you may want to lead the team a little bit more just because you've got seasoned athletes who are used to competing on their own.
Okay.
And then you've got, the young guns who want to go out there and just fire everything right away, and you can't do that either. So I think I need to be, and we as a team need to be more proactive in creating cohesion before we get there, and then on the day, just kind of follow through with the plan. So yeah.
And you have some decisions to make right away as a coach. So
Yes.
you've got a little block of time here. Some events known, but mostly unknown at this point.
Yep.
With a lot of unknown events, how do you use this practice session?
Well, the first practice session is going to be about the things that we know a little bit, but also going to be about how do we communicate with each other? How do we shift from one to another? How do we talk to each other if we need help during the workout and stuff like that? So it's both just kind of taking the tangibles that we know about, and then the ones that we don't know about, let's not get too worried about them yet.
Now, given the 3 events that you do know about, how do those stack up for your team?
I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be good. Of course, there are athletes in other teams who are going to be, you're going to look for them to do fantastic in this workout or in these workouts. But for us, I think we're going to do very well. Very comfortable.
You guys are here to win.
Yes.
Who's your biggest threat among the 3 other teams?
Trying to put me on the spot. No, there is no other threat, to be perfectly honest with you. We're going to go out there and we're going to win it. It's going to be good.
All right, well, good luck on Sunday, Mads. Thanks for stopping by.
You.
We'll take a look at the squad that Mads has to work with here, and you all know about the women. 2-time champion and Annie Thorisdottir just finished 2nd at the games in 2014. You have Sam Briggs, who won it all in 2013. And then the 2 men, you have Björgvin Guðmundsson, he finished 26th, and then Lukas Högberg, who finished 23rd. And Miranda Oldroyd is with the 2 male members of the Europe team.
Hey, thanks, Sean. All right, guys, you're here. You're about ready to train for today. Gonna get some practice in. I have a couple questions for you, though. Everybody wants to know, you guys are both rookies at the games this year. First year at the games, and now here you are at the Invitational. Were you expecting to be here this year?
No, not at all, actually. So I'm pretty surprised, but it's going to be so cool to be here and compete with everyone. It's just like the dream. So
yeah, it's really cool. I didn't expect this, but we came in 1st and 2nd from Europe at the games, so of course they had to choose us. But yeah, it's really exciting.
Are you guys excited to compete for Europe? How does it feel to be representing all of Europe?
it's awesome. I love Europe, it's my heart, so it feels so good to do it. It feels so right.
Yeah, I think it's pressure because we have Sam and Annie, but we also are underdogs here in this competition, so I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question, actually, and you brought it up. So obviously very excited to be here. Super cool experience. But excitement aside, you've got two of the baddest women in CrossFit, two former champions on your team. Sam was on the winning team from the Invitational last year. Does that put pressure on you guys, or how does that feel competing alongside of Sam and Annie?
Yeah, of course it like put pressure on us, but we can learn a lot from them, so I'm just happy to be on their team, you know. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, of course it's a lot of pressure, but we have to remember to enjoy the trip and the invitationals. So
the moment.
I really like it.
Your coach, Mads, has a lot of confidence in you guys. He just said he would put you up against anyone in this type of a competition, in this format. Is there an event that you guys would like to see, something that you think that the two of you could beat Rich and Jason at?
Running.
Swimming maybe? Swimming as well? Yeah. Gymnastics? Could be. I'm not sure.
I would like to run a lot. Yeah, for
Really?
sure. Yeah.
Lucas likes to run. All right, last question. Actually, I'm going to ask, it's a separate question for each of you. You got Sam and Annie. Lucas, who's more fun to hang around with?
That's harsh, man. I don't know, both. Annie, I know her better, I guess.
I was going to hold the microphone there until you answered. Who's fitter, Björgvin? Sam or Annie?
I haven't seen them compete against each other for some time, but because Annie's Icelandic, I have to say Annie.
All right, Sam's going to have some words with both of you guys later. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sean.
All right, thanks, Miranda. Well, Lukas and Björgvin are young and inexperienced, but they are certainly in very good hands with the people they have around them.
You've got two former champions on your team. I mean, how could that not benefit your situation? But also, there's just no way you can't be the new guys on the team and not be feeling some sort of pressure.
Yeah, well, speaking of those two former champions, they're joining us now, and that's two-time CrossFit Games champion Annie Thorisdottir and the 2013 Reebok CrossFit Games champion Samantha Briggs. And it's hard for me to even just wrap my head around the fact that you two are sitting here as teammates, and I'm so used to watching you compete against each other. What's that like, putting aside the individual rivalry and now working together as a team?
I think it's really easy actually, because we've known each other for a really long time, and yeah, we're used to competing against each other, but we've also competed on the team together and kind of
the original Europe team from the first Invitational. So
I don't know. I think it's so much fun to be on a team, and it's even more fun to be on a team with amazing athletes. And she can push me in certain things, and I can maybe push her in certain things and just throw a little more weight on, and she forces me to go a little bit faster. So I think it's a good mix.
Dangerous combination of ladies. So the fun questions, no physical violence against me. So start with you, Annie. Finished second this year. Incredible effort not competing the year previous. You had two first place finishes before that, and I think there was a lot of expectations like, hey, the champ's coming back, she's going to win again. Took second, and now there's another big event going on right now. What is at stake for you here? Just kind of show everybody that you're not moving the wrong way on the leaderboard.
I hope people weren't too disappointed that I didn't get first place, because I wasn't. Obviously, I wanted first place, but I really did not have the perfect preparation year. And yeah, coming back from an injury, I was just so grateful for being at the games. And yeah, like, I'm really competitive, so I want to get first place, even though I kind of knew that would be really, really hard that year. So getting second place I was extremely happy with that, and even more fired up for next year.
I'm sure, yeah. As are we to watch it, so quite selfishly.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going the wrong direction, because going from having a hard time moving around a barbell, I was pretty darn happy being in the games and finishing second place. So yeah, obviously I hope that we're going to do as good as possible in this competition and Invitationals. We have a really good team, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this team, and we're going to work well together. So as long as that...
Definitely the brightest.
Yes.
Everyone will see you coming for sure. It's a very,
everyone will notice us, no matter what.
And kind of the similar question, but slightly different for you, Sam. We've chatted about it before. There's a lot of talk, Juan didn't make it back to the games this year. I know you've been putting in tons of work to come back better than ever. And now, one of the first really big events, your post-team series. What does this kind of personally mean for you to be back here at the Invitational?
I think it's more of a honour to be invited and be part of the Team Europe. Obviously missing the games this year, I could have easily been overlooked to be part of this team, and so I'm grateful to be a part of it, and no matter what they throw at us, I'm going to give 100% and prove that I deserve to be part of this Team Europe.
Everybody knows you two extremely well. They don't know Björgvin and Lukas that well.
No.
What's impressed you the most about them in the short time that you've been working out with them?
What impresses me is just how committed they are, and they are so fired up to prove how good they are.
I don't think they think of themselves as newcomers or as that they're relying on us. We've been training today, they've given it everything. Communication's been there, we've lifted together, they are part of the team. It's not us two and them, it's us four.
Agree.
And what are the challenges kind of associated with being the team captain of the only team that's representing more than one country, which is really cool?
I don't think we have a lot of challenges, to be honest. We all speak English, so thankfully, thankfully that's not a problem this year. And we all know each other pretty well. I know Björgvin from Iceland. We've trained together multiple times, and I know Lukas pretty well as well. We've obviously been at the European regionals together many times, and Yami is the coach of all of us, so we kind of we kind of recognize the same things in our programming and in the way that we move and train. So I think it's really easy for us to communicate to each other and work together. Excellent. At least it proved that way the first session. So yeah, that's a good sign.
I know you are obviously here to win, not get a free t-shirt, but who do you think is your biggest competition when this thing gets started on Sunday night?
We have some extremely strong teams.
I said to Pat before, when we've done the interview, that it's not just USA. Every team has got strong players. So depending on how the evening goes, I think it could go any of the four ways. It's not like there's going to be somebody who's running far behind. Everybody's got a shot, which will make it more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Canada has extremely strong people on their team, and same with Australia. I think it's going to be anyone's game.
Annie Thorisdottir, Sam Briggs, thank you so much for stopping by. And it all goes down on Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific time at the SAP Center in San Jose, California. Canada, Australia, United States, and Europe. If you can't be there live, you can watch the whole event on games.crossfit.com. We will be back tomorrow with the Canadian team and the Australian team. For Pat Sherwood and Miranda Oldroyd, I'm Sean Woodland, and we'll see you guys soon.